Welcome back to the MadDad show. It's been a while. We've done a couple things here and there. To be honest, I haven't felt that great about them. The last two videos that I posted, by the way, didn't do so great. I don't know if that's just a result of when they were posted and maybe everyone's on vacation. I don't know. I will say that it is getting increasingly difficult to pay attention to any media whatsoever. I can't even read the news and look at my Facebook feed. I go on like yahoo.com or watch Fox or whatever it is. I just don't feel like anything good is ever happening. I don't know if it's that like things are actually worse now than they were like when we were kids and our parents were kids, or if they've always just been this way and the presence of media and the kind of like fast food information era is like feeding into it more. Like if we just hear about this stuff more, or like back in the 70s, people were just like dead bodies were turning up all the time with like their heads severed and like burnt and like body parts here and like people crashing into crowds and vans and just stuff everywhere. I've had it up to here with bad shit happening, and there's nothing I can do to change it, but that's what I'm here to talk about. Social media for sure is like, I mean that's like a parasite or like a fast growing, never ending fungus that's just gonna spread over the entire planet and no one can stop it. There's also just like the real media, like I'm gonna turn on the TV and watch the news or open up the newspaper and that stuff's splattered everywhere. The amount of time that it takes for something to happen and then actually hit print or hit like the interwebs or I don't know, your Twitter feed, whatever it is, the amount of time that takes is almost instantaneous. You get one person that latches onto it and then they share it. They click on it, they like it, they do whatever it is. And then that thing, it's like watching the movie Outbreak, but with like bad news spreading or some person's uneducated opinion spreading like wildfire. And everyone's gonna pontificate on that person's uneducated opinion being sucky. And it's just, God, I want everyone just to shut up and I want all this stuff to stop happening. So instead of worrying about everyone's opinion sucking or you aligning with the right or the left or that person's right or that person's wrong or you're stupid or you're ignorant, you're a redneck, you're a racist, you're a Democrat, whatever it is, I just wish people would shut up and try to find a solution to the problem. It's just crazy. I'm gonna sound like an old person. I'm gonna sound like my parents sounded and their parents sounded, but like I don't remember this much bad shit happening. When I was a kid growing up, this shit was not happening. And if it was, you never heard about it. Now it's the only thing you do hear about. So again, maybe this stuff has always been happening. Maybe it's always been this bad. Maybe just the access to the information that we have now is really just shining a light on it. It's driving me nuts. I mean, that's probably why I do this. That's why I listen to sports talk radio, or that's why I listen to books, because I can't listen to the news. I can't watch the news. I can't try to read an article about anything real because it's fucking depressing. And not only is it depressing, it's annoying to hear everybody else jump on their soapbox about all this stuff or knock someone else's opinion down because that person tried to jump on their soapbox. It's a catch-22 and it's never ending. It's this awful cycle that we can't get ourselves out of. In general, the thing that I'm talking about now is just feeling really overwhelmed at how bad everything is going in this country and in the world. It's nuts. I don't think you even have to pay attention. It's in your face all the time, and it's almost like you get desensitized. You're like, here's another article about some terrorist attack or some guy that bombed or shot somebody. It's just always the bad stuff that's getting reported, and there's gotta be more than that, and there's gotta be people that have opinions about the good stuff that's happening. I mean, and in terms of like it being relative to like a MadDad thing, yeah, I'm fucking mad that all this bad shit's happening and I'm helpless and I can't do anything about it. And secondly, being a dad, I'm super scared for my kids. I'm not as scared that something bad is gonna happen to them, although that kind of creeps into my brain sometimes. I'm scared for future generations. I'm scared for their safety. I'm scared for their mental and physical well-being. That makes me a nervous wreck. Christ, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff that's happening. Go to like Google News or Yahoo News or CNN or BBC or I don't know, listen to NPR. Like, you can't get around your day trying to read the news and not be like, what in the hell is happening everywhere? Not only is there like terrorist attacks and domestic violence and mass shootings and all of this other stuff going on, but then you have people that are doing it in the name of politics and religion, and people are so divided on those two topics that you can't even bring up the subject because everyone sucks. I have a ton of opinions about stuff. And to most people, they probably suck. And that's okay. I'll argue my case and I'll go away. That's what you do. But you gotta argue like you fucking know both sides of the story, or you've educated yourself to the other side, or at least attempted to put yourself in their shoes or view the story from their viewpoint. If you haven't done that, then don't fucking say anything. Shut up. It drives me nuts when people do that. And they're doing it about stuff that they're typically super uneducated and ignorant about. You got someone arguing the, merits of Donald Trump's presidency, and the person's not into fucking politics. Shut up. I think the guy's an asshole. Whatever. Great. You disagree with me that he's an asshole? You're probably wrong. But you want to argue about it? I'll listen, and I'll see it from your side. If you want to argue his merits, I'll listen, and you might be able to convince me. But more than likely, he's an asshole. That's fine. It's almost, I don't even know if that's arguable. You get these people that just align themselves with the view just because it's their view, and they just don't move and they don't budge. And then some story comes out and they gotta fucking chime in and give you their opinion. Their opinion sucks. It's one-sided, it's closed-minded, and typically from that side, it revolves around like some antiquated way of thinking that should be, but probably isn't, frowned upon by the large majority of the population. So I cringe. It makes my insides feel so terrible when I'm in a group of people and someone even starts to bring up anything that might be confused with being religious or political. Because somebody in that group is they're gonna get butt hurt, or the feelings are gonna get hurt, they're gonna get the panties in a bunch, and they're gonna all wadded up, and they're gonna start walking around like they got a stick up their ass because they feel a certain way that you don't feel. Well, guess what? That shit happens. Be a fucking adult, learn how to deal with it, learn how to argue your point, stand up for your opinion, talk about it eloquently is the word, be educated, and actually sound like an intelligent human being instead of just bashing everyone else's opinion just for no other reason than you think you're right. Back it up with facts, back it up with actual information, and get your information from different sources. Don't just read the same fucking newspaper or the same magazine article all the time, because I guarantee you the people that are writing that shit feel the same way that you do. Read something different. I'm so tired of it. It's bad enough. It's bad enough that the people of this world and the people of this country have to deal with, hear about, see, experience, be affected by all of the bad shit that's going on. It's bad enough that all that shit has to happen. But then we have to deal with all of the trolls and the shitheads coming out of the woodwork and giving us their opinions. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I have opinions, but those are mine. And you could disagree with them, and guess what? I'm probably gonna argue because that's what I do. But I'm also gonna listen, and I'm gonna try to see it from your side, and that's just the way that it is. And I think that if people did that in general, the world would be a better place, but it's impossible to expect that. Everyone's got opinions on everything, and the opinions, I feel like, get worse and worse and worse as the world gets worse and worse and worse, because people they swallow everything that they're fed. Someone posts something on Twitter, and the next thing you know, someone's just repeating it without doing anything. It's like this fast food information culture where it's like, I want it now, and I don't even care if it's that good. It makes me feel great afterwards, but I'm probably gonna die from it. It's like, you ever eat like a double quarter pounder and French fries, and you're like, oh, this is really good, and then afterwards you're like, holy shit, I might die. That's how I feel sometimes with like Twitter. I'm super ranting, but Jesus Christ, I just wish people could get a grip. And I'm not even taking like a direct stance one way or the other on anything. I'm basically like fucking Switzerland right now. The only thing that I've said that could probably be controversial is that Donald Trump's an asshole. And that's not controversial. The guy's an asshole. Is he gonna be a good president? I fucking no idea. I don't care. I've had enough of it. I've had enough of people reporting on him. I've had enough of people giving me their opinions on him. He's this, he's that, you know what he is? He's a dick. The guy is a dickhead. You can love his politics. You can love him as the president. He's POTUS, great. You tell me he's not a dick. The guy's a dick. You wanna know what else I have a pretty strong opinion about? Fucking racism. It's awful. It's fucking terrible. People that are raised to hate people because of the color of their skin or their religious affiliations or whatever the fuck it is, those people, can just fucking go live somewhere else. Get out of my state, get out of my circle, get out of my country, get off my planet. There's no place for it. There's none. It's goddamn close to 2020. And this is how the world still, it's just crazy. And this is all the stuff that you see is basically based on those couple things. Religion, politics, racial tension. There's a lot of people in very, very important positions in the government, in the world, in corporations that are probably racist or bad people, and they add value. I don't care. The most important person in the fucking world could be a racist. He could be the most important person, or she could be the most important person in the world. Meaning, like, if that person were to die, the whole entire world would fall apart. That person should still fucking get lost. They should get lost. I don't know how. Fall into a well, get eaten up by a sinkhole, get struck by lightning, have a piano fall on their head. I don't care. I don't even know if I can post this because it's just me ranting about how much people suck, and then here I am having an opinion about it. So, I don't know. It's never gonna stop, and I can't imagine a time where it's actually gonna get better. And I think that's why I'm so concerned, because I can only see it getting worse. I don't know how you feel about all this stuff. Everyone's got their opinions, and you have a right to your opinions, but they need to be well thought out, they need to be educated, and you need to be able to defend them without just saying like, well, that's how I feel, so But how do you feel about the state of the world? How do you feel about our country? How do you feel about, I don't know, people getting murdered and decapitated and dismembered and burnt alive and shit all over the place, and always hearing about it? Terrorist attacks, mass shootings, shootings of any type, domestic violence. I hope I either struck a chord in the right way or the wrong way with some of you, and I'd like to hear about that, but that's it.